Hi, T2W here, and on today's how-to video, I'm going to show you how to install the new frame styling kit from Signature Custom Designs. So stick around and we'll get started right after this. So earlier this year, you may recall, I posted a video about installing these tank wraps from Signature Custom Design. I'm still very happy with this. It protects the tanks. I like the color that it gives to the otherwise dull gray tank of the GS Adventure. Anyway, I've been quite happy with the product. So recently, Signature Custom Design released a new product for the BMW GS and GS Adventure called a frame styling kit. Now, you may ask yourself, what the heck is a frame styling kit? Well, on some of the rally versions of the GSs and the blue GS Adventures, the frame is also a blue color, which makes a nice accent. So the people at Signature Custom Designs came up with the idea to give owners of BMW GS and GS Adventures the ability to add accent colors to their frames. Now, and that product is called the Frame Styling Kit. So let's take a look at what comes in the styling kit. So you get your a sheet here that shows what you're getting. In this case, I ordered the red because I thought that it would pick up the red color on the tank, as well as the red R1200 that I have, and I have a few other red accents on the bike. So I thought the red would add a nice color. So the kit comes with enough decals to do both sides. The left side of the frame has a fourth bar that runs across, and of course we're looking at the right hand side of the bike, and it gives you enough stickers to color in this triangular section of frame here. You also get a very nicely detailed instruction booklet that comes with it. And then of course you get the decals themselves. Now you'll notice there's two sheets of decals here, and each of these have enough to cover the frame. Now, if you're like me, the first thing I thought when I saw this is, holy cow, this is a lot of stickers to do just to cover these sections of frame. But Signature Custom Designs wanted this to have a nice tailored look to it. And once I understood how they shaped each of these pieces, it became clear to me that they had to do that in order to get it to fit and to mold and to shape with the frame itself. So if you look at this, it's fairly complex. I mean, you have these tubular sections as well as the round frame sections and where they butt together. So there really was no better way to get that kind of coverage than to have these various custom cut pieces that you have here. So you have the parts for the right side, which is what we're going to do on this sheet, and then you have the left side of the bike here. And the reason there's more pieces on the left side is because you have that fourth frame member that cuts across that triangular portion of the frame. The application process for these they just simply peel off of this sheet. They're a very nice quality vinyl decal, and they do require the dry application. So what I'm going to do here is I have a frame plug kit, so I'm going to go ahead and remove some of those plugs and also remove the side panels, and then we'll get into cleaning the frame. And I'm going to talk more about that in this next section. Okay, so this may be a little close in here, but I wanted to give you a close-up view of this triangular section of the frame that we're going to be applying the frame styling kit to. First of all, the parts that you need to remove is this center plastic cover panel that was covering the battery. I went ahead and removed the rider's saddle. The pillion seat can stay on, but the rider's saddle needs to come up just to give you a little clearer access to this portion right here. And by the way, the side panel comes off with a Torx T25 a screw or driver bit. Okay, so in the instruction sheet, as we move through this, removing the parts is covered in step 1. And step 2 is cleaning the frame. And cleaning is very important because obviously you want to get anything off of here, any grime, grease, anything that you have on here so that the decals or stickers apply and adhere very well. So they're recommending to make sure the frame is good and dry and clean, which mine's relatively clean. But next I'm going to go over it with some 70% alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and a soft microfiber cloth. And then after that, they recommend going over it with a anti-siliconic degreaser. Now, I had no idea what the heck that was, but they refer to that. I don't have anything that I know of that's anti-siliconic, but I have some blue coral all-purpose degreaser that I use for around the shop. If you have green stuff, or there's plenty of degreasers out there on the market, and many of them do qualify as anti-siliconic. Basically, you want something that'll remove silicone and does not have any silicone in it. So let's get started by applying some rubbing alcohol. So I have my 70% alcohol that I'm going to be applying to the microfiber cloth here, and then just giving the frame a good wipe down. So next I'm going to apply a little bit of my degreaser. And you can spray that directly on the frame. Also applied a little bit to a clean portion of my microfiber cloth, and I'm going to wipe that down as well. Now, I personally would think that the alcohol would be enough, but I'm following the instructions here from Signature Custom Designs. I'm sure there's a reason. So now that the degreaser has been applied, I'm going back with a dry portion of the cloth and wiping that down. So again, it's good and dry. All right, so now that our frame area is thoroughly clean, we're going to start with step 3. And you simply, if you'll notice on the directions, I'm just going to focus on this side. Step 1, they show you there's a light gray outline, and the camera may not pick this up, but you'll be able to see it in your instructions when you get it. They've done a very nice job of giving you clear, detailed instructions here. So on the sheet, this section will show you a light gray outline of all of the parts that are on the sheet. So that'll help you understand whether you have the right sheet or not. And this one is, again, the sheet that has just 2 rows of decals on it. So it's showing you with a dark highlight, they darken in the actual decal that you want to remove. So I've readjusted my light here so you can see this portion a little bit better. So again, on our sheet, we're going to be pulling off this smaller decal here. I just slipped my knife blade up under it. They come off of the sheet nice and easy, and then just using your hands to try not to touch the adhesive side of the decal, I'm just applying that onto the frame, trying to get it as even around here as I can. Along from a razor knife squeegee that I've used in other applications of vinyl. If you don't have one, they do come in handy for helping to smooth out any curves. Although actually what I use more often than the squeegee is just my finger in a microfiber cloth, and you're not going to scar the vinyl. Now on the outside here, I'm starting to get some wrinkles where that's applying. So what I want to do is apply a little bit of heat from a heat gun. Not super hot, you don't want to melt it, you just want to soften it so that it will adhere a little bit better. What that does is allows you to work out the wrinkles. All right. So that's installed. I'm just going to hang my heat gun on the peg here because I know I will be needing that. So there's part 1. So part 2 is going to be this odd-shaped triangular piece that's in front of this larger circle. And then that piece is going to wrap around the back side here. So I'm coming right up to the edge of the circular tube, and I'm applying it on that edge first. Now, as you start to apply these odd-shaped pieces, you start to understand exactly why Signature Custom Designs made the pieces, as many pieces as they did, and in the shape that they did. Because honestly, I don't know that you'd have been able to make this work any other way other than painting or powder coating your frame. And painting and powder coating would definitely be a full-on custom job. But for the average rider / owner, you're not going to go through all that trouble just to add a little color. So that piece is on there. There's a few little wrinkles in the top, but again, the way it's in there, you're not really going to see it. So now we're moving on to the third piece, and that's going to be this round tube section back here. Now from dead on, it may look like it's perfectly round, but when you get here, it's actually, there's quite a contour on the outside of this, which is part of the reason why this is shaped the way it is. So it's a little bit of a long oval, and I'm going to apply the oval up and down, the long side of the oval, to get things to adhere. And again, a little heat. Now, if you don't have this is a heat shrink tube device. Works out great for this. You don't want to get it real hot. If you have a hair dryer at home, that'll work just fine. Just use kind of a low to medium heat, and then I'm just warming this up and then applying pressure just to shape it. I'm going to quit talking through the rest of these sections. I'm just going to go ahead and start applying this. I am going to record the video, and then you can, it'll just kind of fast forward as we move through. I'm referring to my instruction sheet down here, and we'll keep going. All right, and there we have it. So there is the right-hand side of the bike completed. I'm going to go ahead and reattach my side panel here just to give you a better idea of what it looks like finished. Now I'm still going to run my plug kit in here. It's actually going to cover up a little bit of it, but it'll also help give it that finished look that I like. So from a distance, that gives you an idea of what it looks like. Now, the camera, I don't know if it's because of my lighting or what, but the red really ties in nicely, especially at a distance, with the same color as the red vinyl on the tank. I think, at least what I'm seeing on the camera right now, it looks different, looks more of an orangish color, but in the light that I'm looking at it, and to the natural eye, to the naked eye, it does not. It looks red. I'm going to go ahead and flip it around, and we'll work on the other side and get that finished and take a look at what that looks like. Okay, so there you go. There's the side panel back on. That side was a little more involved because of some of the angles and this additional cross member here. But all in all, it went on very well. You know, it's not perfect. There's a few little wrinkles here and there, but honestly, unless you're looking at it super close, you're not going to notice that. Again, it looks really nice. So one thing I wanted to show you is previously on the bike, I had purchased some of these frame protectors off of eBay or somewhere. And even, so that's what it would look like without that. Even if you wanted to run something like this on there, you know, the vinyl is going to protect your frame, but you can still put that on and attach the cable ties, and you still get the nice accent color and having some hard protection against boot wear on your frame. So whether you want to run it with something like that on there or like that, either way, it's going to look pretty good. You know, these come in many different colors. I didn't talk about that earlier, but these wraps are available in many different colors. If you head on over to the Signature Custom Designs website, and here's the link. I have a link below in the description. You can see the kits that they have available and the different colors that they have available. So if you think this might be something you want to put on your bike just to make it stand out and look a little different from all the other GSs out there and GS Adventures, then, you know, pick this up. It also may help with visibility. I think the red might make the frame stand out a little bit. I'm all about being seen out there. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to run it. Only time will tell how well it holds up. On the back of the instructions, there are tips and hints for care and cleaning of this as time goes on. Hope this was helpful. This is Tim 2 Wheels. That's how I did it.